Kanye West is best known as a rapper and Kim Kardashian's husband. Before you dismiss him as part of the Hollywood crowd, what he just did to the Democrats and the Black Lives Matter movement was so devastating, he is refusing to back down. The most rabid haters of President Donald Trump are attacking him after he gave them a nasty surprise. Don't miss this. Maybe not all Hollywood celebrities are doomed to be robots for the Democratic Party, and when it comes to Kanye West, he might just have broken the internet over his views on President Trump and the Black Lives Matter (BLM) movement. I know what you are thinking, Kanye West is just looking for some publicity. Well, he just alienated most of his fans, so either he is really stupid or he believes what he is saying. It all started after Candace Owens, an unabashed African-American who works for Turning Points USA, held a discussion at the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA. She was rudely interrupted by the usual suspects. BLM supporters started screaming at her from the back of the auditorium. Owens shut them down with powerful words. She stated, "There is an ideological civil war happening, black people that are focused on their past and shouting about slavery and black people that are focused on their futures, okay? That's really what it comes down to, okay?" Owens continued, "I can guarantee what you're seeing happening is victim mentality versus victor mentality. Victim mentality is not cool. I don't know why people like being oppressed. It's the weirdest thing I ever heard. I love oppression. We're oppressed. 400 years of slavery, Jim Crow. Which, by the way, none of you guys lived through. Your grandparents did," she added, "and it's embarrassing that you utilize their history. You utilize their history and you come in here with more emotion than they ever had when they were living through it. You're not living through anything right now. You're overly privileged Americans." Bingo. Oh, the hysteria that followed Owens on the internet was incredible. How dare this articulate young black woman speak the truth? Doesn't she know there is an entire industry devoted to keeping racism alive? People make careers out of keeping the hate going, like the Rev. Al Sharpton and the Rev. Jesse Jackson. Then, Kanye West tweeted out 7 words and broke the internet. "I love the way Candace Owens thinks," tweeted West. But there's more. As he was viciously attacked by the left, he countered with tweets backing up his original premise. Kanye tweeted, "We have freedom of speech, but not freedom of thought," followed by, "Constantly bringing up the past keeps you stuck there." Lastly, he tweeted, "There was a time when slavery was the trend and apparently the time is still upon us. But now it's a mentality," and ended the tweet storm with, "Self-victimization is a disease." Enter Scott Adams, best known for his Dilbert cartoons. He came on the political scene in 2015 when Trump got into the presidential race. Adams predicted Trump would win very early on. Besides being the cartoon guy, he is a very successful author of books dealing with the concept of persuasion and how that affects everything in our lives. Adams saw Trump as a master of persuasion, from how he marketed himself and branded his opponents. When he saw Kanye West's tweet about Candace Owens, it floored him. Adams knows Kanye West's take on BLM would be toxic for his career, and that is what intrigued him. The other major point is West reaches a part of the population who aren't getting the real Trump message. Adams made a series of videos about Kanye West and Candace Owens which the rapper retweeted. This last one is only about 30 seconds, but it sums up why this is such a big deal. Kanye West wasn't finished. Even though he has been trashed by almost every liberal out there and has been the subject of a big expose in the African-American magazine The Root, which finds him guilty of being an Uncle Tom, he went on the radio and talked about why he loves President Donald Trump. Bet has an article, SMH. Listen to this explosive conversation with Kanye West about his love for Donald Trump, which summarizes a 15-minute conversation by BLM radio hosts who spoke to Kanye West. He said he loves Donald Trump, says Ebro Darden, one of the radio hosts. West says he reached out to Barack Obama for years, with Barack calling him a jackass. Kanye says Trump gave him time after he got elected, and their conversation made him think. Black Lives Matter supporters called into the radio program and were livid, calling all black conservatives idiots. But the biggest lie this Ebro Darden spewed was when he said Donald Trump aligns himself with people who want to see the demise of black and brown people all the way to the womb. Really? Now, what organization is best known for eradicating the African American population in the womb? Planned Parenthood targets minorities, especially African Americans. Black women make up 14% of the childbearing population, yet obtain 36.2% of reported abortions, reports Star Parker's Center for Urban Renewal and Education. More than 16 million black babies have died by abortion since 1973. Approximately 360,000 preborn black babies are aborted every year, nearly 1,000 per day, says the same report. Star Parker is an African-American activist who had several abortions and was on welfare before she came to Christ. She then figured out that so-called leftist values were just a scam to keep her dependent on the government. Kanye West and Candace Owens spoke out and triggered every Democrat and every BLM supporter out there. They challenged the status quo and are introducing another way to see life for millions trapped by the leftist mentality. Maybe they changed a few minds, and for that we are grateful.